In this section, we're going to name alkynes. Alkynes are pretty straightforward. If you have a base carbon name, you're always trying to get the longest continuous chain. An alkyne is a triple bond, and in this case, where the longest carbon chain is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. This is a pentane group, and in order to name the carbon, we get rid of the A and we put a Y in its place. So this becomes pentyne. But because there's options of where the triple bond could go, it could go here as well. We need to indicate where the triple bond starts. So which carbon is it that it starts at? And in this case, it's starting at the number 1 carbon. Here it's starting at the number 2 carbon. So to name the first compound, this would be 1-pentyne. I could also call this pent-1-ine. And the second one, this is a 2-pentyne, or a pent-2-ine. The triple bond has higher priority over a alkyl substituent or over a bromine compound. Now what that means is if I had a choice on the carbon, and I have, for example, a bromo compound here and an alkyne on the other side, I'm trying to decide which one to which carbon we start from, and it will be the one side, in this case, the one that has the alkyne because it's higher priority. So if we start here, we're at the 1, 2 carbon, the alkyne starts there. Over here at the 1, 2, 3, the bromo starts there. The alkyne takes precedent anyway. So the carbon chain overall is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a heptyne. I want to indicate that it's on the 2nd carbon. And the bromo then is at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position. So this is a 5-bromo 2-heptyne. Similarly, if we had a compound, it was a methyl group instead of the bromine, same thing would happen. In fact, if we even put the bromine on here as well, the alkyne group still takes precedent overall. And by naming everything, we're going to start with the number 1 carbon here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, this is a heptyne group. This is in the 2 position as well. So now in the 5 position we have a methyl group. So I'm going to write up here that we have a 5-methyl. And in the 6th position we have a bromo. Now that we've defined where the numbers are, when we actually name, we go in alphabetical order. So the 6 bromo comes first, even though it's on the 6th carbon. Alphabetically, the bromo comes first. On the 5 carbon is the methyl. And because of the M, the methyl comes next, and then finally we finish with the 2-heptyne. In the following alkyne, we have both an alkyne and an alkene, and if we look up our priorities, the alkene, the double bond, takes priority over the alkyne. So in this case, the alkyne is going to be the number 1. So we're going to say, sorry, the alkene is the number 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be a heptene. So I'm just going to write it up here. Heptene, instead of ane, the A, we remove it and put the E in there, and that tells us it's a double bond. And it's at the 2 position. But we also have a triple bond, and the triple bond, normally we would call this a heptyne. So we have a bit of a dilemma. We have to name both of them, and they have to be inside this name, the heptane. So what we're going to do is we're going to call this a hep. And we're going to, in the 6th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is where the triple bond starts. I'm going to say that I have a 6-ine dash, there's another dash here, 6-ine dash, and then at the number 1 carbon is the double bond, ene. So this heptene and the heptyne essentially combine together into this one long one here called the hept, 6-ine, 1-ene, all with the dashes between the numbers. Also at the 5 position we have this methyl group, so we still have a 5-methyl hept, 6-ine, 1-ene. In terms of common names for alkynes, the common name for a triple bond is an acetylene. I guess I could spell that. That's a little bit better. And the acetylene group is the triple bond. So, for example, if we were to have a propene group like this, or a propyne group, normally we would call this propyne in the IUPAC naming. But for just a common name, we're going to say that whatever the alkyl substituent is attached to it, it's going to be a methyl acetylene, essentially. So this is going to be methyl acetylene. So whatever the alkyl group is, and then the word acetylene at the end. So this is going to be the common name for it. This is the IUPAC name. This is the common name. Similar with this one, it's almost like naming an ether. We're just going to call acetylene, and we want to name the substituents on either side. So the alkyl substituent here and the alkyl substituent here. So on the one side I have an isobutyl. So this is the isobutyl. And on the other side I have an isopropyl. The isobutyl comes first because of the B, the propyl comes second. So we will call this an isobutyl, isopropyl, acetylene. And that would be the common name for this. For practice, you should try to name this with the IUPAC naming as well. And I'll start you off. But you want to look for the longest continuous carbon chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want to decide which side you're going to start from. So from the 1,2 carbon, we have a methyl. On the 1,2 carbon, we have a methyl as well. This equals out. So now we got to go and find another group that actually, which side it's on. 1, 2, 3 carbons in, I have the acetylene on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So we're going to start with the 1 carbon here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue naming after this.